Whoa.
Oh,
Ooh.
all right. Yay. I'm so excited. Hold on one second because I've never really done this before. So I'm going to close out of that. All right. Yay. Hey, everybody. Welcome. My name is Brittany Hall, and I'm super excited to be with you today. And I am being joined by some awesome powerhouse women that are so much fun. I handpicked them to be on this and to collaborate with them because they are just amazing women who have changed so much in their lives. They've created massive shifts that have affected their family. And so I'm excited. You're going to meet them in just a minute. But let me just tell you what we're going to do today. We are, and I'm just letting more people in because this is so exciting. I'm glad people are joining us. It's so good to see you. Or if you're watching us on Facebook, yay. Thanks for tuning in. So welcome to Mamas Connect. This idea is really to just bring moms together for like 30 to 45 minutes. We're going to keep it real. We're going to have a topic. We're going to do this once a month. The last Sunday of the month is what we're thinking in the evening. And we're going to bring different topics to you. And like I said, we want to keep it real. We want to like give you the real deal. We want to inspire you with like our truth and our stories and just how we've made changes in our life. Today, our topic is really going to be about health and also kind of bossing up in your life and creating healthier finances and impacting others and really what that looks like for each of us. And so the reason we're focusing on health today is because that's how Kendra, Tristan, and Cydia all came to be friends. That's how we all know each other, is through our community. And I'm really excited to partner with them today. So first, I want to introduce you to one of my dear friends, Kendra Helvey, all the way from Montana. So Kendra, can you come off mute and just kind of introduce yourself and tell us about you?
Yes, of course. So I'm Kendra Helvey, and I live in a teeny tiny town in Montana. I'm from Oregon, but I met my husband, and we live here in Montana. We have no stoplights, no fast food, nothing for 100 miles any direction of us. So when I reached out to Brittany about program, I was really, I was in a place of really, I was in a struggle. I was on a struggle bus, and we don't have fast food here. So I was like, how am I gaining 65, 70 pounds? And we don't have fast food. We don't have any coffee. We have nothing here, really. And so what the piece of it was really unhealthy meals and, bored eating or things like that. And so really, I was a mama of a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old when I started program. And I was just in a really unhealthy job. I worked for the county attorney. So I saw all the bad in my life and around me and surrounding me. And it was really hard. And so after doing program and losing 65 pounds, in the last, 4 years, it's been a blessing. And then being able to come home and coach with them too. So, or coach my, clients and then be with my kids has been a blessing, and then homeschooling them. Um, we just love to be outside, and in Montana, there's just so much scenery and beauty that we love to go hiking and, for long drives and traveling and things like that. So, really being, getting into coaching and getting my life healthy has done like a 180. Like, I'm a whole different person than I was even, it's almost been 4 years, Britt, since I started. And so it's been crazy the difference between, and Sadie and I were talking about that this weekend. She goes, I really wish people would have seen you almost 4 years ago versus now, and the difference that it has, how your life has changed so drastically. And it's so amazing to see that there's so many people around you that are changed too, like my mom and my brother and even my own husband. And so, being in a small town, it's been a blessing to be able to stay home with my babies.
Awesome. And you guys, you're going to get to hear more of Kendra's story kind of unfold as we spend our time together. And she's just amazing. And it's been such a joy. Kendra and I actually know each other because we went to high school together, and she was a year older than me, and we played softball together. And then it was really cool that we got to reconnect through this program that we both used to get healthy. So awesome. So we're going to come back to Kendra in a little bit. And next, I want to bring on Tristan Himmel, who I met through some friends of ours and some clients, and she has just been such an amazing, awesome woman to work with. She's a great friend of mine. If you're with Tristan, You are going to have a blast because there's nobody more fun than this girl. So Tristan, can you come off mute and just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So hello, everybody. So I am a mama of two, and married my high school sweetheart and live about 15 minutes from Eugene. We love camping, being outdoors. I love shopping too, and just down for a good time.
Yay, I love it. Yes, Tristan is definitely the life of the party. She's such a blast. We were all just in Cancun together, like what is a month ago already, and she's a blast. So thank you, Tristan. We'll come back to you. We're going to find out a little bit more about just kind of her journey to health. She has such a great story and just coaching. I think your coaching story is really the one that I love so much. Next, I want to bring on Cydia. And you know what? If I think of a word about this woman, I think of like warrior. And this girl has grit. And so, Cydia, can you just come on and just give us a little snippet about you? Maybe share a fun fact, something about yourself.
Hello, yes. Hi, ladies. So I am a mama of 6 babies. They're not babies, but they're still my babies. And, single mom. So I'm representing all the single ladies in here. So definitely something that was, it's in my life, that's where I'm at right now. And so a little bit about myself. Let's see. I joke a lot, and I love to embarrass my kids. So anytime I hear a good song at the grocery store, I bust a move right in front of them and have no shame at all. So that's what I do. Love my kids, but yeah, that's basically about me right now.
I love it. I didn't know that about you. You're gonna have to bust a move for me sometime. I want to see your moves. Awesome. I love that. And I didn't actually tell anybody too much about myself because I feel like I'm more of a facilitator of this whole fun time together. And then these awesome ladies get to share their story. But I'll share a little bit about myself. I have 2 children. My daughter is 9. My son is almost 7, which is crazy because I feel like they were babies like yesterday. And I know that when my kids, as they were going through like the baby phase and the toddler phase, one thing that gave me like so much grace for myself through that time was being connected to other moms. I call them like my wisdom friends, the moms who have like kids that are just a little bit older than you. And so I hope some of you guys that are tuning in today are like, awesome, I'm connecting with other women and maybe I can relate to them and they get me. And so I think that's kind of part of doing this too, is that it's really important to be a part of a community of women that say, hey, we see you, we see where you're at, and we get it, And so that was something that was so helpful for me when I was, going through those little baby phases with my kids. We live out in the middle of a farm, and we love being in the country, love having our space, but we also really love creating a space for people. Me and my husband, when I say we, and he's just awesome. He's my business partner. We are full-time health coaches, and we just really love what we get to do. We love to have fun. We love to travel. We love to work around our house. If I could do my favorite thing, probably my favorite 2 things. I love to do fitness classes. I think that's a blast. That's just for me. And then I call it playing in my house, but I would redecorate my house every year. Like that would be like my dream, like all new furniture, all new stuff. I love that stuff. So maybe one of these we'll do about home decor. That would be a blast. All right, so let's dive into it a little bit more. I want to talk a little bit more about health. And Tristan, I'm actually going to come to you, so get ready, girl. So Tristan, I want you to just kind of share with the people watching, how did you decide like to move forward in your health? Because I know that it was you were kind of holding back a little bit, like, no, I don't know if I need to spend the money on myself. But what kind of made you move forward with getting help?
So after my kids were born, I mean, they're 10 and 11, sorry. I started going to the gym and stuff. And then, my gym moved. They were used to be like 10 miles. They moved to like 20 miles away. So I just kind of quit going because it wasn't convenient. It took, a big chunk of my day once the girls were in school. So I didn't have time to run errands or do all of that. And then I started my journey of February of basically right when COVID hit. I was looking for something. I had taken on watching my nephew. So the gym just didn't work out anymore. I was unhappy. I was tired. I felt everything. My clothes didn't fit. And so I started the program, and I was able to lose 22 pounds in 6 weeks, and all those clothes that didn't or were, tight and didn't fit, they didn't fit at all anymore. So I got to go shopping. I mean, that was pretty cool. But what was the question again, Brittany?
You're hilarious. I love you. No, it's so good. Like, but what was that thing? Did you just get kind of fed up? Like, what made you say, because I know you reached out to Jody and or you reached out to me, actually. I think you tracked me down.
Oh, I did. I found out that, so my friend Jody and her husband CJ, they did the program, and it had been several months since I had seen them. And then we saw them, and it was like, where did you go? You guys shrunk. And I kind of did a little, poking and like trying to figure out what they were doing, but she didn't want to tell me. And then I figured it out because she did finally tell me, and I heard her say who her coach was, and it was Brittany Hall. And so I stalked Brittany on Facebook, and I messaged her, and we had a conversation and stuff. And then, a couple months went by, and then Phil told me, like, hey, if you're going to do the program, you're going to do it right now. And I bought my kit and I got started, and yeah, the rest is, I feel amazing.
And how much weight did you lose, Tristan, and what amount of time?
I lost a total of probably like 25 pounds in like 2 months.
Awesome. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I've kept off the total, like that's probably the overall like that I've kept off.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. And it's been over, it's been 1.5 years since you started, right? Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that since we coach this program, we're so used to that. But if I would have heard that before I found this program, I'd been like, whoa, what? You lost 25 pounds in 2 months. How is that even possible, first of all? And how have you kept it off? Because I remember I thought of losing weight like this yearly cycle, like you lose it for summer, and then winter comes and we're covering up with sweaters and things. And then you put pounds back on because you're eating all the yummy holiday food and you're baking, until the cows come home. And then it's like, oh no, I need to find another diet, or I need to get my butt in the gym. But like you said, with kids and all the things, you don't have time for that. Or like, how many people are working full time? Like, that's really hard to make time for that. And honestly, you guys, if you don't know me, I was working out 10 hours a week. I was teaching multiple classes a day. I was starving. I couldn't lose 20 pounds to save my life. And so I was the person who was in the gym because that's the best I knew. And I knew that I was looking and looking and looking. And I was so glad when my health coach walked into the gym one day with this program. And I was like, I want to try that. I was trying everything else. Why not try one more thing? But so I just, I don't want to take for granted how amazing this program is and how it makes people feel, and how you lose 25 pounds in 2 months. Oh my goodness. How many people out there would love to do that? Like, ladies, if that's you, like this group of women, we can hook you up. Okay. And it is hot out there right now. Okay. So everybody in Oregon's having a panic attack because it's in the hundreds. And I remember before when I was 65 pounds overweight at my heaviest after I had my daughter, and I was devastated. I had no idea what I was going to do, but I remember I didn't want to go to the fair. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to be in a swimsuit around people that was like not my immediate family because I was embarrassed. I would, as soon as I got out of the pool, I'd wrap a towel around my waist because I didn't want anybody to see my legs. Like, this was like my real life. And this heat would have killed me being that heavy. I wouldn't have wanted to do anything. I would have been totally grouchy. But I'm like, oh, it's hot, but you know what? It's okay. So it's just amazing what getting healthy can do for us. Let's see. I want to come to Kendra for a second, because Kendra, I want you to kind of share with the group, who were you before you got healthy? Because I know that I've seen such a change. I mean, you've always been amazing, but I've just seen you grow into this like amazing, amazing woman and leader.
Yeah, I was what you just pretty much described, like the grumpy, grouchy, I was always hot, I was always uncomfortable. I saw so much negativity around me. And so that's really where I lived in this negative state of always not knowing really what was the best me. What did that look like? Like Brittany said, I actually went to the doctor a couple weeks ago and I asked her, what was my heaviest? What was the heaviest I ever was? And she said 226 was my heaviest. And so that was after my daughter. And I was so grouchy. Summertime, I wouldn't want to be outside. I didn't want to go. I didn't even want to sit on the floor with my kids, if I'm being honest. Like I just was so uncomfortable. I just wanted to sit when I got home and do nothing else. And so now being 142 pounds, it's just been crazy to see, like, I'm in the pool with my kids. Like we did a garage sale all weekend. It's 108 degrees here. Like it is hot, but I'm not miserable. I'm like, let's go outside. Let's get in the pool. Let's have some fun. All the things, because I'm in a different mindset, because I created a different environment for myself. And that was so huge. Was Brittany just kept, like, when I reached out to Brittany to lose weight, it's because, you guys, losing 5 pounds was hard. I was like, I couldn't lose 5 pounds to save my life. I was breastfeeding because they say, oh, just breastfeed, it'll all come off. That was not my reality. Okay, I'm just saying. I put on weight after breastfeeding. And so losing that I was doing program while breastfeeding, and that was super important. I always reached out to Brittany and said, I don't want to lose my milk. Like that was very important to me. And I really want to make sure my little guy was getting the nutrients he needed. And if you look back in my pictures, he looked like the Michelin Man. So I knew he was getting all the things and nutrients he needed because he was healthy still. And so that is what I love so much about our program. It's so nutritious for your body that your body is working for you and not against you. And so changing my body changed my mindset, and my mindset changed my environment. My environment changed everything else around me. And so that's what, when I say I'm not the same person, like I sometimes feel like I need to introduce myself to people that I haven't seen for 4 years, because I'm not the same person. I'm not even close. I give more grace, more love, more compassion, more empathetic, from the inside out. And so really all I was looking to do was lose 5 pounds, because 5 pounds was so hard, but it's changed everything around me because I changed.
I love that so much. And I think I just had this thought as you were saying, like, I give others more grace now and all these things, because I think that sometimes when we aren't at our healthiest, we're so hard on ourselves. And I remember I had a lot of negative self-talk, and I was like, what is wrong with you? Why can't you just figure this out? You have your bachelor's of science in like human biology. Like, what is wrong with you? You should know how to do this. Like just negative, negative, negative to myself all the time. And so what I did is I really came across like that probably to others. I was probably super judgmental to others because I was so judgmental to myself. And now it's like, hey, Brittany, like, I love you. You're doing a great job, And I'm like, we look at others now, like I look at others with more grace, like, hey, you're doing the best you know how right now. And I love what Emma said in the chat. She was like, I banked on breastfeeding too, and that was not happening. I was somebody who was like, oh, that's like instant calories out of your body every day. I'm going to eat more because I need it, because I'm eating for two. And then it was like, and then I ended up not being able to breastfeed after a couple of weeks. I was like, this isn't working. And then I was like, oh my gosh, now what am I going to do to lose weight? So it's terrible. Okay, let's move on to Cydia, girl. I want you to come back on, because Cydia, you, and the thing that I love is we all had, Tristan and I had about 20, 25 pounds of weight that we lost. Kendra lost about 65. And Cydia, girl, I remember you dropped 100 pounds in 6 months. And I know that at the time that you started, you had every excuse in the book not to get started. So do you just want to kind of share with us, like, what made you take the step forward and say, I'm going to give this a try?
Yeah. So, a lot of it for me when I decided to try the program was, one, I was absolutely depressed. I had a lot going on in my life. I didn't know what was going to be my future when everything was happening in the, back then. And, for me, it was, I had nothing else to lose. You know what I mean? Nothing else was working. I had issues with high blood pressure. My heaviest, I was 270 pounds. And when my doctor looked at me and she said, you're going to be on this medication for the rest of your life. And so that right there, even then I was like, it's okay. You know what I mean? It didn't give me that aha moment to just, I need to change. I need to do something, right? Because girl, I love some tacos. You know what I mean? That's the truth. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just one of those things, I'll lose the weight. Mind you, my background, you guys, I was an athlete. I was a full blown volleyball player. You know, once upon a time, I used to have 5% body fat. You know what I mean? So that right there in itself was really one of those things that made me feel like I got this. You know what I mean? 6 babies later, you know, not knowing how to eat properly, not knowing how to fuel my body properly, and still eating so many carbs, so many stuff because I was losing it. You know what I mean? By working out and doing all that stuff. But I never really got the knowledge of how to really eat properly. You know, it's not until I got that, you know, blood pressure medication that I was constantly taking. So finally, it was at the point where I saw a few friends also losing weight on program and stuff like that. My mindset at the time was, this is just a diet. They'll gain it back. You know what I mean? I can just go in, do it myself. You know what I mean? So when I started, my mentality was definitely, this is a diet. But the first week of me being on program, I lost 11 pounds, you guys, 11 freaking pounds, had amazing sleep. You know, I had energy to keep up with all those kids that I was running around with, you know, homeschooling, because I was a homeschooling stay-at-home mom, you know, and for a really long time, it was, you know, I put myself in the back burner, you know, we all do that as moms. We all are just like, we got to make sure that our kids are perfect, or, you know, whatever in our minds we think. We need to make sure that, you know, our kids are good, you know, our man is good, we'll be good later. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. So for me, I had to come to a decision where it was just one of those things. I need to put myself first. I have been so selfish on not taking care of myself. You know, that was like, okay, I need to be around longer for my kids. I need to get off these meds. And when I started program, I thought, if I could just lose 10 pounds, but I wanted to get off the blood pressure medication. 100 pounds later, you guys, and the best decision I could have made to finally decide I need to say yes. I need to take care of myself, self-care, not only physically, that was just the byproduct, the mental part, you know what I mean? Because the mental part is the biggest weight we need to lose, you know? So yeah, that was a huge movement in my journey in the direction that I wanted to be at. And for sure, you know, being a homeschool mom, being with a bunch of kids, it was just like, okay, I needed something for myself. I needed to find a purpose for me. And by doing that, I mean, my whole world changed, you know?
I love that. It's so powerful. And I love that, City, you brought up, actually, it was selfish that I wasn't working on myself. Cause I think sometimes as moms, and I've helped a lot of people, like personally. And it's such an honor to be on here with these ladies because um, it's kind of a ripple effect of me deciding to work on myself and pay that forward. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Like how did these ladies end up joining me? You know, how did they find out about this? But I think, you know, from all the women I've talked to, they're like, I don't know, you know, our budget, but it's like, what price are you going to pay if you don't get healthy? Honestly, like at what cost are you not getting healthy? Like City said, I was on medications. I can probably talk for all of us when I'm like, when I was unhealthy, I was snappy, bitchy, which those kind of go together, right? I was tired. I had a migraine every single Monday. I would teach Zumba and then I would come home and I'd be laid out on the floor because my neck was out and I had so much inflammation in my body. I felt like garbage. I was annoyed all the time with people. I was like I said, I was judgmental. There was so many things about my life that were not, that was the cost of me not getting healthy. And then I got healthy and I became a more patient mom. I would never say I was a bad mom. I definitely wasn't a bad mom, but I was definitely not as patient as I could have been. I was not a very patient wife. Like, I think my husband would be like, whoa, like back it down. Like, why are you so snappy? Like I said, we're going to keep it real. And let me tell you what, ladies, you're probably all going to die. Your sex life improves when you're healthy. Okay. I'm just going to say it. Like, leave it to me because it's the real deal. I don't know how many women, and you guys, we have a lot of men that do our program. We're just talking to the moms tonight, but I don't know how many people have been like, yeah, I think my marriage is getting better because I'm showing up better. So like I said, I just want to, oh, I love Emma. Amen to that. Yes, Emma is a fellow coach, and I love that you're on here joining us. This is so fun. So let's keep trucking, but you guys know we want to keep it real here. And Tristan, I actually want to come back to you because like we were talking about kind of, like this, it's not selfish to want to get healthy. I know that you were like, your husband was finally like, just do it. Did you feel that doing this program was selfish to your family? Like that you were taking something from your family to choose to get healthy at first before you started?
I mean, maybe a little bit. I mean, I didn't want to spend the money on myself. So, just finally being like, okay, yes, like let's try it. I mean, I was skeptical like every other person out there at first, like figured, oh, I'm going to try this. It's not going to work. But you know what? I mean, it did. Like it taught me so many new habits. I mean, the good ones that stick. And then yeah, I mean, at first I didn't want to spend the money, but now, I mean, I'm so glad I did.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's probably paid back, right? And all the goodness. Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah, I know. And I can't wait to get to that part. All right, let's see if is there anything else that any of you ladies would like that's on your heart to share just about like your health journey. And I know guys, we're talking about weight loss specifically. And now that I went through the program, I think all of us started, we're like, we need to lose some weight. That was really what led us to the program. And now I would say that that was a side effect of me getting healthy was the weight that I lost. Because like I said, all those benefits, that mental clarity, that energy. I used to get the worst like crash at like 2 or 3 p.m. And I was like, if I don't get up, I'm not going to get up for the rest of the day. I'm exhausted. And now I've really learned how to feed my body and take care of it. Do any of you three want to add anything else about just like the health aspect of what you gained through our program? Or if you're good, just go good and we'll move on.
It might not be the health. I mean, it is health aspect because now I like love to shop. Like I always tell my clients, like the program's not expensive. It's your clothes after. And then can I come shopping? Because it's really fun. Like you have a whole new wardrobe that you get because you get healthy. And then like I've told Brittany, like my favorite part is the confidence piece of people now rocking their health and what that looks like. So that's my favorite part is having people go shopping and then they try new things. Like that's another part of it. They try new things, they do new things, little ones, different things like that. So that's my favorite part is the confidence too with the health.
I love that so much. And it's so true. And do you guys, you know what? It's so funny. I made excuses for everything before, like everything else was wrong. It wasn't me. I would go into a store and I was like, obviously they do not size these jeans correctly. And that store is for skinny girls. Like that's not for women. That's for like teenagers. And now I go into J. Crew and we're like a size medium top. And I'm like, oh, so I can shop at J. Crew. It wasn't J. Crew's problem before it was me. So yes, shopping is so much fun and that confidence. And Kendra, I know that you have a real heart for mama. So when we talk about this next part, I definitely want you to come back on and talk about like loving to help women build that confidence. But I want to talk about coaching a little bit because that's something that we all have in common is we all decided to pay this gift forward. I'm not sure if any one of us on here actually wanted to be a health coach. I know for me personally, I didn't. I was like, I'm busy. Like I have 2 little kids. I have 3 part-time jobs that were all at my own like schedule. So I felt like I had flexibility because I could be with my kids when I needed to be. But my kids also were like with me at work a lot or with their grandma or with my husband. And then we were not together. Like I was so busy. And we were also getting ready to move into our brand new house that we had just built. And so we had a good life, but it was a little like, it was hectic. It was a lot. It was busy. And so I didn't need one more thing to do. So I know I definitely didn't want to become a health coach, but I did because my parents were like, we're not going to go to your coach. We don't know them. We don't really know her. We want to talk to you. And so I was like, okay, I guess, but I wasn't really looking to do anything. Let's go to you, Cydia. Were you, did you want to be a health coach? Were you like, this is what I'm dying to do? Totally not.
No, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you why. I mean, the biggest reason was because one, I didn't think I had it in me. You know what I mean? When I first started, I decided, okay, 2 reasons. One, I had to figure out a way to get some income to be able to pay for my kid, because I knew I was going to be in this for the long haul. You know what I mean? I knew that I wasn't that I was wanting to get, with the results that I was already getting the first week, I wasn't going to give up. I was going to go. You know what I mean? So I had to figure out a way to get that done. You know, another big thing too was I had to figure out I needed to support 6 kids. You know what I mean? I had to find something that had to sustain what I wanted to do. I wanted to still be home and stay and homeschool my kids. And coaching, by doing that, gave me the opportunity to still be able to do that. And now, granted, it's different for everybody. You know, it's all the work that I've put in, and being able to accomplish that was a huge thing for myself, because I put in the work, you know. But in the beginning, it was, who's going to listen to me? You know, I still have all this weight to lose. I'm so embarrassed. I don't have any confidence. I don't know how to talk to people. I'm too shy to get on a Zoom. You know what I mean? Like, we all have these things in our head that just make you not want to do anything, you know? So as far as coaching, it was one of those, like, am I ready? I'm so scared. Am I going to fail? You know, and all I had to was just really think about is the fact that I love to help and serve others. And by what I did, if it could change one life, then I'm doing it right, you know? But yeah, definitely completely changed my life, as far as, you know, not just physically, mentally, but also financially. And that was huge for me.
I love that. So you really just started with like, I need to find a way to make a little extra income because I want to continue this program. And right now our budget's tight because I've got 6 kids and I'm supporting them. Yeah. And so it started with just kind of this little like, if I could just do this, that would be great. Yeah. I love that. Tristan, and I remember doing your Coach Explore. We were just, and that's, you know, what we love. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. We have a new puppy and he's outside my door. But Tristan, I know we did a Coach Explore and you were like, yeah, I don't think so. And then do you just kind of want to share a little bit about why did you start coaching?
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I didn't have time. Like, flat out, didn't want to do it. And then my sister wanted to do program. And so Brittany's like, well, are you going to coach her? Okay, sure. Why not? And then after that, you know, it turned into just a little bit of fun money. So if we just had a little bit of fun money to go, I mean, we're always doing something. We're always camping, or, you know, if we had a little extra money, we could go to dinner once a week, or, you know, stuff like that. And then, well, we did that. So then, you know, the next goal I set was I wanted new furniture. I wanted new furniture for my house. Our couches were when my husband and I got married. So they were like 15 years old, almost 16 years old. They were broken and I wanted new pretty stuff. So I did that. I got new furniture. And then, you know, after that, you know, we started setting bigger goals. We went on a vacation. We went to Cancun. That would have never happened if like I hadn't been doing coaching. And then it's kind of just turned into a second income. You know, it's helping out a lot where, you know, we've got bigger things that we're like looking forward to, or, you know, planning for. And it's just been a real blessing for our family.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that what's so important for that I hope people are catching as you're watching this is, yes, all of us have helped, you know, a lot of people with coaching, but that's not what we started with. That wasn't the mindset that we started with. We were like, well, if I could pay for my food, yeah, some fun money would be good. Cause, you know, I remember Tristan, she was like, my husband has a great job, but you know, you guys were very, structured with your finances.
Yeah.
Right. And so you were like, oh, I want new couches. That would be fun. I remember for us, it was, wow, we had some building expenses come up and we got into some credit card debt just with like getting our house like finished, you know, unexpected things that weren't in the budget. And so I remember talking to my health coach and I was like, I'd love to pay that off. And she goes, well, how long would you like to take? And I was like, I don't know. What do you think I can do? And she helped guide me. But I remember not thinking that I could do this either. I was like, I'm not good with people. I don't know how to talk to people. I'm good at bossing people around, but I don't know about like working with them on something. But you know, we all learn, right, and grow. And so it's really cool. And I also, the other thing was, right when I started coaching, we found out my daughter had hearing loss, and hearing aids are expensive and all that stuff costs quite a bit of money. We realized private school would be a better option for her than public just because of the class sizes. And so that was an option that we were able to create because of coaching. And that's not, I want to make sure that you guys know that this is my story because I worked my butt off. But that's what I created with this business. I can't say results typical because you have to be willing to do the work, but I was willing, and that was the outcome for our family. So it was really wonderful. Kendra, I want to talk to you too, because I remember you were like, I don't want to coach. And you even sent a friend of yours to me because you were like, I'm not coaching her. Not because you didn't love your friend, but because you were like, I'm not doing that. So how did you kind of decide that you wanted to help people with what you were doing?
Yeah. I like living in that negative mindset. I told Brittany, I mean, she asked me multiple times, right? Because I mean, people were asking, I was down like 30 pounds and people would ask. And so I would just tell them, oh, I'm doing this thing, because I didn't think I had the time, the energy, or that I could help people. Because where we live, I'll be honest, we live in the biggest poverty county in all of Montana. So how could people afford something, you know, because I had that mindset of, I'll just do this for a little while. Like Cydia said, like, it's just a diet. I'm just doing a diet. It's not a big deal. I'll move on later. And then when my mom and my brother really were noticing more, and Brittany opened my eyes because she asked questions. You know, she was like, well, who could you help? Are people asking? If you could help one person, who would it be? And my mom, I'll be honest, she's 5 foot, 240 pounds, and she was really unhealthy. She had diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all the things. So as a kid, like I remember having dreams about her dying and waking up crying because she was so overweight. And so those were the things that really helped me realize, like, if I, like Cydia said, if I could help one person, if I could help my mom and just live out loud and show her that this is so easy, I will coach. And then, and like Brittany said, people were asking, and I just kind of decided one day, like, okay, I'll do this. I'll give it a month, 30 days. I'll see what happens. And then it just transformed my whole entire world. Because now, you know, yesterday, 2 days ago was my 3rd year of being home and not having to work anymore. So coaching really found me, I guess, because I was willing, like Brittany said, to put in the work, but also the time and invest myself in other people. And so, but I didn't want to coach either. Brittany asked me 9 times to coach.
It's so funny. And I wonder what our concepts were about what we do. And I know that sometimes people are like, oh, I can never do what you do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you think we do? You know? And I want to bring like attention to something that I hope you guys are catching, is that even with the health side of it, we were like, oh, I guess I'll just try it. But we were all kind of skeptical. If I could just do this. And then after the first week, we're all like, what? I know I lost 7 pounds in my first week. Cydia said she lost 11. And then it's like your mind opens up to, what is this? And it was the same exact thing with coaching. Well, we'll see if I can help like a couple people. I remember my coach said, let's just, you know, who do you want to help? Who's somebody you would love to impact? You know, who do you love to get healthy with? And we can all think of somebody, because we know that the majority of the population is in a really unhealthy place. Like we need more health coaches. But you help a couple people and then you're like, oh, wow, that wasn't that hard. And I got paid pretty good. And like, this is super fun because people are winning and I'm helping them. What else could I do? Like Tristan, I want some fun money. Oh, well, I got my fun money. Now what else? I want couches. Ooh, okay, got the couches. Now what? So it's not like we all had these big ideas at the beginning of our journeys with our health or with coaching. But what happens is, as you get, you know, your mind opened up little bit by little bit, you really start to, you know, dream a little bit. And that's an amazing thing. So as we're kind of starting to close down on our time, I want to ask each of you a question about just like, what is something, you know, if the women who are watching this, or even the men, You know, the people who are like, who are these ladies? You know, what are they doing? What are they talking about? And we know people have concepts, right? Which is just a belief. It doesn't mean it's true. If you could give them one piece of advice about moving forward with either creating healthy body, healthy mind, which is really having a life you love, or healthy finances, because that's really what we coach. They all run into each other. What is one piece of advice or something that you would just love for them to know? City, I want to start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing and the most important thing that I would want to say for anybody that's watching this is that you are so worth it. You are definitely worth this journey. And if you're struggling and if you are wondering, like, can I do this? Believe me, you can. You can do this. You can do this for yourself, because that's just going to ripple off to your kids, to your family, to your work environment, to everything, you know? And when you decide to make that change for yourself, not only are you going to build the confidence in yourself, you're going to see the difference in your daily activities in your life. And all of that, just, you know, bring the energy into yourself, because you deserve it, you're worthy, and you definitely can do it.
I love that. Oh my gosh, so good. All right. Let's go to Tristan. What's something, you know, anything, what would you tell somebody who's like on the fence maybe, or they're worried, like, am I going to make a mistake if I do this? You know, what is something that you would tell, you know, a fellow mom or a friend who's skeptical?
Well, if you're worried that you're going to make a mistake, all us ladies are here to help you. We're with you the whole entire time. You know, that first week, I mean, it's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie. Like, your first week is hard. But we're there with you every step of the way. And, you know, we all felt the way you're feeling. And, you know, we gave it 30 days. So what do you have to lose? Just give it 30 days, give it a try, and you might surprise yourself.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I tell that to people all the time, you know, just try it for 30 days, because I know it's going to blow their mind. So like, I know that, right? But they don't know that yet. So Kendra, let's take it over to you. And I know when we were talking about this before, you know, when we were kind of throwing around ideas for this, you were like, I love that I get to see moms like get out in front of the camera. Like, I love the confidence that people come. So that mom who's hiding behind her kids, or she's the one taking the pictures and she's not out there, you know, in the memories, you know, in the photos, like, what do you want to tell that mom?
Yeah, it's hands down my favorite part, because you see their confidence and their inside out is feeling so good. And that's what I would tell them, is you're going to feel so good from the inside out that you are going to love differently. You're going to, you know, give grace differently. You're going to show up differently because you feel so good. And that's hands down my favorite part, is seeing that confidence. And moms taking selfies. Like, I will never ever tell someone not to take a selfie, because for me, that shows their confidence. They feel good about themselves. They're showing up different. They feel good. And our society is so negative anyways. Like, if someone wants to take a selfie every day, I say high five, go mama, because that's really, they feel good. And that energy is contagious, because then it gives other mamas permission to live out loud and live and share what they really love. And so it would just the same thing. Give yourself 30 days, go all in, lean into, you know, whoever your coach is, because they're really going to help and guide you. Because like City, I lost 18 pounds my first month. And that was where Casey's like, my husband, he's like, whoa, that really works. Like, you can keep going. Because he's the one that told me, like, Kendra, we have so much diet stuff in our cupboard. Could you figure it out? Like, please. And so the first month losing 18 pounds, he's like, whoa, you can keep going. So, and that is so encouraging, is when your husbands know that it's working and they see that difference, and your family and friends and things like that. So just give yourself 30 days and go all in.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You guys are so amazing. So you're worth it. You have a powerful community, and you're going to have a free health coach that's going to guide you, and go all in. You know, I think my piece of advice that I would give, and this is kind of a passion for me, is don't wait for the right time, because it's never going to be. You can always find an excuse to do anything. And that's really with creating extra income for your family. That's for creating better health. And maybe that's where you get started, is just working on your own health. And then you invite people to join you. But it really, when people are like, it's not the right time. Well, when is it ever going to be the right time? And your life, don't treat it like it's a dress rehearsal. We never know how much time we're going to have. So don't live small, like, because you're too awesome for that. Like, don't play small, especially in your health, and just in your life, like dream, create. And if you don't know how to create what you want, like great health, better finances, a better life, find someone who knows how to do that and partner with them. And that's what I think that's what we all do. So thank you all. First of all, thank you, Tristan, Cydia, Kendra, for, going with me on this idea. And I'm excited for the next one. It's going to have a totally different theme. Somebody else will be hosting it. One of the other three. And this was just such a blast. And what was your takeaways, everybody who's watching this? Like, put it in the comments of where you see this video. We would love to just hear from you. Or if you have things that you're like, can we hear about this? Let us know, because we just want to build this community of awesome moms and just let, just our love for what we do overflow into your lives as well. So thank you so much, everybody, and have a great night. Bye.